Have you ever binged an incredible anime, completely hooked from episode 1, only for the final episode to come along and just completely drop the ball? It's like running a marathon and tripping right at the finish line. Today, we're diving into the pain, the betrayal, and the sheer disappointment of the 5 worst anime endings that arguably ruined their entire series. Be warned! Major spoilers are ahead. If you see an anime you haven't finished, maybe skip ahead a bit. You've been warned. First up, a recent wound that still stings for many. The Promised Neverland Season 2. Oh, where do we even begin? The first season was a masterpiece. A psychological thriller packed with tension, brilliant characters, and a world that felt dangerous and mysterious. We were all hyped for Season 2. Then it aired. The creators decided to do the unthinkable. They completely skipped entire crucial arcs from the manga. The most infamous omission was the Goldie Pawn arc, a fan-favorite part of the story that was essential for character development and world building. Instead of the tense, strategic battles and emotional reunions we were promised, we got a rushed slideshow of events. Years of struggle, political intrigue, and the deep lore of the demon world were condensed into a few disjointed episodes. The ending felt so incredibly unearned. The kids just get to the human world! The complex choices and moral dilemmas that made the series so compelling were thrown out the window for a happy-go-lucky ending that removed all the stakes. It was less of an adaptation and more of a summary, and it left fans feeling betrayed. Next, we have a classic that is still debated to this day. The anime ending of Death Note. Now hold on, I know what you're thinking. Death Note is a legendary series, and it is. The first half is a near-perfect cat-and-mouse game. But the ending? It's a source of major controversy. It's not just about who wins or loses, but how it all goes down. The real issue is the degradation of Light Yagami's character. Throughout the series, Light is portrayed as a cold, calculating, and disturbingly brilliant mastermind. He's always 5 steps ahead, a god in his own mind. But in his final moments, this image is shattered, cornered and exposed. Light breaks down. He becomes a desperate, sobbing, pathetic figure, begging for his life. While you could argue this shows his true, cowardly nature, for many, it felt like a complete betrayal of the character we had followed. It cheapened the entire intellectual battle that defined the series. The genius anti-hero was reduced to a caricature, and the grand finale felt less like a climactic checkmate and more like flipping the board over in a tantrum. The cat-and-mouse game deserved a smarter, more dignified end, regardless of who came out on top. Number 3 on our list is Darling in the Franxx. This one started with so much promise. It was a stylish, high-concept sci-fi drama exploring themes of human connection, puberty, and what it means to be a partner in a dystopian world. The relationship between Hero and Zero, too, was the heart and soul of the show. We were invested in their struggles, their connection, and the mystery of their world. And then, aliens. Out of absolutely nowhere, the final arc introduces a giant, intergalactic alien hive mind called Suddenly, the very personal, grounded story about kids fighting for humanity became a cosmic space opera. The focus shifted completely away from the emotional core that made us fall in love with the show in the first place. The ending was a whirlwind of giant space mechs reincarnation in a galactic war that felt entirely disconnected from the series' initial themes. Hero and Zero to literally become a giant spaceship to fight the aliens, die, and then get reincarnated thousands of years later. It was rushed, it was confusing, and it left viewers wondering if they were even watching the same show. It abandoned its own identity for a generic, over-the-top sci-fi ending. Moving on to number 4, let's talk about the original manga ending of Bleach. Now, I have to give a huge shout out to the new Thousand Year Blood War anime, which is doing an incredible job of fixing many of these issues. But if we're talking about the source material, the manga's finale was a massive disappointment for many longtime fans. It was widely known that the author, Tite Kubo, was facing health issues and pressure to wrap things up, and sadly, it really showed. The entire final arc, which had been built up for years, felt incredibly cramped. Key fights that we were dying to see were either skipped entirely or ended in a single anticlimactic panel. Major characters who we had followed for hundreds of chapters, had their fates sealed off screen or in a rushed, unsatisfying way. The villain's motivations and ultimate defeat felt underdeveloped. And then there were the final relationship pairings. After years of building up certain dynamics, the final chapter just drops a time skip on us with pairings that, for many, felt like they came completely out of left field with little to no development to back them up. It was a chaotic and abrupt end to a series that deserved a much more deliberate and fulfilling conclusion. And finally, we arrive at the most controversial, most debated, and most talked about anime ending in recent history, the finale of Attack on Titan. No ending has divided a fandom quite like this one. For years, Attack on Titan was praised for its intricate plot, moral complexity, and its unflinching look at the cycles of violence and hatred. The central mystery of Yuen Yeager's motivations drove the final season. Was he a hero? A villain? A slave to fate? The final chapter attempted to answer this, but the result was messy. The controversy centers on Aaron's final decisions and the reveal of his true plan. Many felt that his motivation was oversimplified, reducing his genocidal actions to a convoluted plan to make his friends into heroes. His character's complexity seemed to unravel, and his emotional confession in the final chapter was seen by some as a complete character assassination. Then, to top it all off, the story adds a final, ambiguous scene after the main conclusion, showing that conflict returns to paradise generations later. This muddied the central themes. Did Aaron's sacrifice achieve lasting peace, or was it all for nothing? The ending left the series' core message about breaking the cycle of violence feeling confused and, for many, deeply unsatisfying. It's an ending that will be debated for years to come. And for a significant portion of the fanbase, it was a fumble of what could have been one of the greatest stories of all time. So, there you have it. 5 endings that left a sour taste in our mouths. Art is subjective, of course, and maybe you loved some of these endings. Let me know in the comments below. What anime ending do you think ruined its series? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content. See you next time!